Hey everyone! So, essential oils for sports dogs. This is a subject I absolutely love. Now, essential oils can really enhance the health and well-being of our sporting dogs, not just when they compete, but also as they age. And it's not just for the sports dogs. These same oils that I'm going to talk about tonight can also help your dogs as they age, regardless of whether they're competitive or not. So I'm Dr. Helen, and I'm an A&E doctor, an advocate for integrative wellness, as well as an animal aromatherapy specialist. And I love to use essential oils to support the health and well-being of myself and my pets, and helping educate people to do the same for their family, whether that's human or animal. So if you like what you're listening to or watching, please hit the subscribe button or follow so I can carry on creating more content, and let me know in the comments what you would like to know about. Would you like to get some essential oils into your life? Why not book into one of my free chats or come to one of my classes to find out how oils can support you, or maybe if you've got oils but you don't know how to use them. So for either your pet or for yourself, that's fine. Get in touch, because I do general overviews and full consultations as well, depending on your needs. So drop me a message and we can chat about what the best option is for you. So I love Canicross. And so my focus for this live is really about going to focus on Canicross, but it's applicable for any sports dogs, whether they're fly ballers or whether they are agility, other sports, tell me, a mondio, you name it, lots of different things, but also just keeping your dog moving as well. It's all applicable. So as I said, I've got 4 Canicross dogs. 3 of them are Springer Spaniels. So first of all, let's start at the root of everything, which is nutrition. Now, I am a fan of a raw diet. I'm not going to go over the food stuff because it's not really the scope of what I'm talking about this evening, but I'm just going to talk about what I add to the food. Now, one of the first things that I add to the food is copaiba. And I've spoken a lot about copaiba, and I've done a previous podcast on copaiba, so I'm not going to go over it too much. But the essential constituent within copaiba is actually beta-caryophyllene, and this is picked up by the CB2 receptors of the endocannabinoid system, which you probably may have heard of. And there are CB2 receptors all over the body, including the musculoskeletal system. So this constituent can be so beneficial because the endocannabinoid system is just awesome. And by having the copaiba or the beta-caryophyllene attaching itself to those receptors, it can really support the health and well-being of the musculoskeletal system of our dogs. And so I always give my dogs a drop of copaiba in their food. So really beneficial. It can also be applied topically as well, but we'll keep to the food subject for now. So the next one I like as well, and this is a good base oil. I think copaiba is just a really good one to do. Everyone, even like my puppy, as soon as I got her, I started her on copaiba. So the next one, DDR Prime. Now, DDR Prime is a proprietary blend from doTERRA, and it is chock full of oils that are rich in antioxidants. Okay, and what do antioxidants do? They scoop up all the free radicals. Okay, and free radicals are what cause inflammation. And by having this really beneficial effect within the food, it helps promote wellness within the musculoskeletal system. So whether or not they're recovering from maybe a race, or you want to just optimize their fitness, it's helping promote an anti-inflammatory system. So really super there. And it's also very good for emotional well-being as well. And then the third oil is actually turmeric. So turmeric oil contains turmerones, and the powder contains curcumin. Now, the problem with powder is it's not very good bioavailable. So it needs to be in a form like golden paste. It needs a fat to help with the absorption of it. Now, my dogs actually didn't like golden paste. I used to make it all the time. I don't think it was just my recipe. I just didn't like it. And whereas the turmeric oil has turmerones in, which are also very good as an anti-inflammatory to support the musculoskeletal system. And also the turmeric oil can actually enhance the absorption of the powder. So I used to actually give some powder with a drop of turmeric oil and really mix it in, but my dogs still didn't like that. So they tend to have the powder in their bone broth now, and I just add the turmeric oil, which is very enjoyed by my dogs. They just eat their food and they don't have any problems with it. But it means you've got a really good option there for supporting the musculoskeletal system from the inside out. Now, if your dog has any kind of clotting disorder or is on anticoagulants or anything like that, same goes for you, then you shouldn't really be having turmeric. So let's just go on to the aromatic side, because obviously there's 3 ways to use oils. So aromatically, now if, like me, you travel around the country in your camper van or your motorhome or your caravan competing, your dogs can get a little bit stressy from travel. So having some oils to soothe them when they're traveling is really optimal. I like Balance Blend. Again, I've done another video live, not a podcast, but it is a live one on YouTube, all about traveling. I did a little short and I've spoken about Balance, but Balance can be applied topically, really nice at the base of the neck and the tail, and also diffused as well. And it's really great for sort of calming and grounding. Now I have a little rechargeable diffuser, which is really great. I charge it up and then it's good. It doesn't need to be plugged in my van, and then when I'm parked up, it can recharge off the USB charger, so it's really good, and it means I can diffuse when I'm there. So often we're traveling, we might have the dog anxious, and then we're staying over and there's lots of different noises, you know, and if they're used to competing, then it probably doesn't bother them too much, but maybe they're new. And, you know, there's going to be dog barking. There are going to be the sounds of other people. I know when we're at Canicross events, the Canics events, you always hear Dave, who's the owner of the event, on the quad bike at about 7, and you hear the quad bike and you're like, oh, it's time to get up. Okay. But they're used to that. So I always have my sleep oils at night, because I also want to make sure I sleep well, because I want to make sure that I give them the best as well. And so I'll often have Serenity in the diffuser, and it just makes, and everyone else says, oh, your camper van smells so nice, which is great considering I've got 6 dogs in it. And it just, you know, it's really soothing and everything. And then in the morning, we tend to have things like Wild Orange, because it gets us all uplifted and pepped up. And if you've got a dog with anxiety or needing a bit of calming, actually Wild Orange promotes the release of serotonin and dopamine, so it's very, very effective for emotional well-being. It smells divine as well. So they're 2 that are really good to have aromatically. And then for actually going out, so Aroma Touch. So again, I've got a separate video on this on my shorts on YouTube. I'll add the links in. But Aroma Touch is a blend that's got lots of different oils, and it's got oils like peppermint for pepping up, and, you know, supporting the musculoskeletal system actually. Marjoram's very soothing. You've got basil for invigorating, lavender for calming, cypress, which is really good as well for the circulation. And they all work really well together for soothing that body and the mind, but also getting it to work, getting the blood pumping around the body. So I like to use this blended to do my warm up. So after we've had our toilet walk, and we'll have our warm up little massage. So applied, for my dogs, they tend to have about 2 drops in 10 mils of fractionated coconut oil, and I just use a couple of drops of that blend. I'll pop it on my hands, and I'll go over their shoulders and down their legs, front and back, and then along their spine, and just make sure they're all warmed up. It really works. I use it on myself, so I actually use their blend on myself and then add an extra drop of Aroma Touch in for my hamstrings, to just make sure all the blood's sort of moving really well, because it's really good for supporting circulation. And it's great for their warm up, and then we go out, we do our race or a run, and then we come back and they get another bit post race, just to help that cool down and just address any issues. You know, it's just really soothing. And then the night before a race, the Saturday night, the racing dogs always have a nice sort of massage as well, getting them ready for the Sunday as well. So it's really effective, and you can use that same protocol for whether you've got dogs that are doing agility or any other sport, or even as they age. So my elderly dog, my Maz, who's only got 2 legs, he has the same things because they're so beneficial for keeping him moving. And before we go out for a walk, I will put his Aroma Touch on his shoulders and his 2 legs, just like I do for my sports dogs as well. So I hope that's helped. If you'd like to know more, do jump on one of my classes. Drop me a message. If you'd like to learn about getting some oils into your life, drop me a message. And if you like what I hear, please hit the subscribe button or follow, and give me a 5-star review. It would be much appreciated. And let me know what you want to learn about as well, so I can do some more videos. So stay safe, everyone, and give those pets a big hug. Take care. Bye.